Cardano has had smart contracts live for over a year now, and in today's video I want to cover some of the celebrations we can make and also some of the things coming in the near future. But first things first, a round of applause if you've been here for the entire year that Cardano smart contracts have been here, because the YouTube channel that you're watching has been, which is pretty wild to think that a year ago we were all rejoicing in $3 Cardano, thinking we were going to $10, and also not realizing that smart contracts and the things that they're bringing are going to take a while to actually get here. And a year later, we finally have those things, and a lot of them, and more coming, especially with the Vasil upgrade coming the 22nd of September, including dApps and all types of things that users can use and utilize smart contracts with for a more trustless experience. The Alonzo hard fork was a major event, and it does not feel like, to me, a year ago, but it brought a lot of things, including smart contracts, the main thing, that was the whole purpose of it, and those capabilities. However, those took probably 4 or 5 months before we really saw any real progress on the decentralized application front from those smart contracts. And now people are complaining about smaller things when compared to a year ago. We didn't have anything in terms of smart contracts or dApps. We only had more or less third parties who would act as an intermediary and be a middleman, those types of services, especially in the NFT space. Since a year ago, over 3,000 smart contracts or Pluto scripts have been added to the Cardano blockchain, and nearly 30% of transaction types utilize smart contracts, and volume continues to increase on this metric. As I mentioned, next up we have the Vasil hard fork. This is also a major event and arguably even bigger than the Alonzo era hard fork, because this is going to bring scaling and optimization, increase support for dApp growth, boost network throughput, and support layer 2 capabilities. And also, that's not the end-all be-all limits of what Vasil is bringing, but that is a good wrap-up of what's coming on the 22nd and what will be available to Cardano. However, keep in mind, like smart contracts, these things that the Vasil hard fork brings and offers the ability to do does not mean that right away we are going to see everything out of the gate, a huge 10x boost in all performance metrics, just because we're in the new era. These things do take time, and for you, the user, to see those benefits, it's probably also going to take even more time, because the dApps have to implement it, dApps have to get in front of you, and you have to use said dApps that have implemented the Vasil benefits. Going back for a minute to the Alonzo side of things and smart contracts on Cardano, as you can see here, we have some big dApps with a lot of ADA locked in them in their smart contracts. Here's MinSwap scripts locking at 46.7 million ADA in their smart contracts, and JPEG Store doing nearly 6 million transactions through their smart contracts. And over here we have millions and millions of other smart contracts being used for transactions, and this is just the beginning of smart contracts in the first year on Cardano. Imagine where we're going to be next year when we have not only these huge dApps already here, but also the ability to expand and scale each and every one of them with Vasil. Speaking of dApps, I wanted to mention that there is a lending and borrowing platform peer-to-peer on Cardano, and it's live on the mainnet. It's AADA Finance. Now, I haven't really looked too much into this. I have not used the app, but I want to mention that there's a live lending and borrowing platform on Cardano, and it's coming before Liquid Finance, but Liquid Finance is the one that I have my eyes on. Liquid Finance, I think, is going to be the major lending and borrowing platform. However, I want to mention, hey, this is really cool. We have decentralized lending out the gate before Vasil on Cardano from AADA Finance, and I really thought, hey, it's in the first year anniversary, we might as well mention it. I probably looked at this roadmap here on my YouTube channel hundreds of times over the past year, but overall, we are doing good on the scaling front and the governance front right now. These two tracks are pretty much running in parallel from what I can see through Catalyst funding, a billion ADA in a treasury for people to vote on where it goes and where it goes to develop more on Cardano, and scaling in general through Vasil and a lot of other pipelines, pun intended, coming in, a week or two. Overall, things are looking good. It's been a year since smart contracts, and we've seen a lot of progress since. Maybe you thought we'd be further. Maybe you thought we would be not even where we are right now, with millions and millions of transactions being done on smart contracts and enabling the user to perform a trustless manner from transaction to transaction. In some cases, not all cases, but in general, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I wish you guys the best of your next year on Cardano. Hope you'll be here and stake with the Jack Stake pool if you're going to stick around to earn passive ADA on your ADA. See you guys in the next video. It's been your friend Jack. Peace out.